What up, gang? How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Hey, bro, if we get a shit ton of viewers wondering what the hell's going on, man, let it be so. Let it be so. My girl already lost power, so I decided to charge up my portable chargers just in case. Got some solid flashlights in this bitch. Check this out. This flashlight literally lights up the entire room. Got it off a Temu, dog. I chose ultra high latency, or low latency, so this shit can have a faster delay. But I think the delay is like a second, bro. So let's see. I had sells at the very end of the market open. I had sells around this level here, and then price started pulling back on me. So I would be in profit right now, but I'm not gonna fucking. My stop loss was right above these highs right here. Turn up my volume. How about now? That sound better? Testing 165. All right. So let's actually go to trading view. So these were some of my ideas from Asian yesterday. This is what I was waiting for. And I took it and got stopped out during Asian. This right here. And we were spot on right here, and I didn't short this. All right, let's remove all the drawings. Let's start fresh. Let's see what the daily did. Damn, our daily drove down with no bottom wick. No top wick on the daily. So right here we have the previous daily low. Here we have the previous daily high. Oh, it's actually here. My mic is still hella low. All right, all right. How about now? Let me see something. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Oh, nah, bro. Bougie, turn your mic up. Turn your volume up. That shit's loud as fuck. How much time for market open? Market just opened and we gapped up on the market open with fucking massive spreads. Have we opened here on Oanda? No, we haven't opened on Oanda yet. So today's daily, today price barely moved, bro. We stayed in this range. The 4 hour came, we closed respecting. The last 4 hour of the day, The last 4 hour of the day started to break below. But we close respecting here, homie. We close respecting with support formed, resistance formed. So what are we doing? Are we starting to break down below this level? Let's see, man. We are on a downtrend. We've gapped down. We attempted to come up during news today, and we failed. We attempted to come up many times. Once, failed. Twice, failed. 3 times, failed. 4 times, failed. But now, it looks like we're grabbing liquidity under the previous daily low. So if we are to drive up, man, we gotta bounce off something. We have a demand zone here, or supply zone. This wouldn't be a bad area to take a buy off of. This would not be a bad area to take a buy off of. But I do think we're still bearish. We failed to drive up off of this level. We're struggling here at this level. I don't want to discount this level for buys yet, but everything is still very bearish. Our SMA is bearish. We've bounced off the SMA on the daily here. Our weekly, where's our weekly? Our weekly is all the way down here. So for us to get a bounce off that weekly, off the SMA down there, we have no top wick on barely any range on this daily. We got to really break out of this range to be comfortable taking some really good swings. Even though this range is 200 pips, you can still catch something inside. It's just very choppy. Like, this is chop, bro. I was trying to take trades all day on this shit, bro, and I could not for the life of me catch a good trade. I took so many losses today. Market mechanic called a good buy around this area here, and I entered right about here. Well, my stop loss right here, and I was able to close, I don't know, something like right over here. That trade was this one right here. My entry was at 26.10, and my TN I closed at 26.15. So that's 50 pips. So 26.10 was my entry. Whatever. 26.10, and then 26.15 was where I closed. So that's where I closed my final position at. I left a runner at 0.1 running. See, I've been lowering my risk, so a lot. I took a 2% loss today, and I took like 10 trades. So I'm really working on lowering my lot size, lowering my risk. My thing is not. It's giving myself more room to play with. I have been being too risk adverse, so I choose the closest, safest stop loss, but it's not really the best stop loss. I really should be giving my trade a little bit more room to play with, thus lowering my lot size so I don't take as much of a loss. That's something that I'm working on right now. I'm also working on understanding when my strategy works best and when it doesn't. I've narrowed down the timing, but I got to narrow it down even more to market cycles and daily market cycles, bro, because if the daily is not looking right, if the daily doesn't have enough range, if we're not breaking out or bouncing off of something, I don't have my entries don't work very well, or my setup doesn't work very well. So I've been really trying to identify, all right, if today is the day where I'm going to have a lower probability of not, getting a good trade, I think I'm just going to call it and not take a trade today, which is what I should have done many days these last couple weeks. So let's see, bro. Yeah, my biggest loss was like 500 bucks, which is under 1%. Yeah, 416. My biggest loss was like 600, which is exactly 1%. We did have a good setup right here. This is what I wanted to take on the 30-minute time frame earlier, but I chickened out. We closed almost no top wick. Price came up, grabbed liquidity from this area, and then drove down. This is where I wanted to get in. I wanted to take a sell here, but I chickened out. I chickened out badly. By the end of the week, I'll look into it again. I might buy another account and just have it sitting on the side. Another 50K account and have it sitting on the side. I'm pretty sure I'll pass this one. It's going to be a grind to get out, so it'll probably take me a little while, but it would be nice to have another one sitting on the side that I don't have to worry about. Because I'm just doing the math, bro, and I don't need many accounts. 250 a day, which is 25 pips on a one lot. Literally one good trade a day on a one lot. And that's 6 bands a month. 6,000 a month. Off one account. Bruh. Let me start making that first for a little bit. I wasted so much time on Apex, and I think that I could have done so much better over here. A options, I appreciate you. But gold has been very tough to trade these last couple days. There really hasn't been anything super clear. I mean, you have a closure below here, and then price ran. I mean, this choppy range is still pretty big. You just have to be very, 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 very careful with your entries. Make sure your entries are correct and have a stop loss. Yeah, bro. I'm trying to work on not letting my outside life seep into my trading life, because I'll have, something that will, mess me up in real life, and then I get on the charts and I'm aggravated. And every 2 seconds I'm thinking of what just happened. And then I'm trying to analyze the charts, but I'm also in the back of my mind, I have little, angry jabs, or oh, I should have said this, or oh, I should have said that, or oh, what if I said this, or oh, what if I said that. If I had an argument with a client or something, or the how people are when you charge them fucking money, bro. People are crazy. And I would just let that affect me on the charts, bro, and I really got to just let that shit go. I really got to let that shit go, because when I do and I get on the charts, like, look at this trade, bro. 800 bucks trade. This trade was a trash trade I should not have taken. And like, all my biggest trades have been when I take a break and I come back to the charts a couple hours later with a fresh mindset. I've passed almost $1 million in funding. I know that I can fucking do this shit. I just have to stop letting the internet affect me, bro. Not the internet, life. Price looks a little different here than on my broker. We are 2606, 2608. Oanda is 20 pips higher than my broker. Sorry, brother, putting out my blunt. Oh, All the stores are closed. I gotta conserve my stuff. So, like today for Asian, I don't expect. I mean, we can get a breakout today for Asian. But yeah, man, I think that overall the gold broke its weekly low. So where we were at this morning at this level here, breaking the weekly lows on gold. After this daily close below, I was really expecting some sort of top wick, man. I was really expecting some sort of top wick on the daily before continuation down, but it looks like we're staying under the 10 SMA. I don't even know what this is. We're staying under the 10 SMA. We're riding under it. We're disrespecting this level like crazy. Obviously, this level looks like it might not mean shit anymore. We're starting to break below. Let's see. We have no volume market open. Price came up. Let's look at the 5-minute time frame and see what's going on. Yeah, I agree. I think the market today just wasn't favorable for me, at least. For me, the market wasn't favorable, at least, but this is one of my favorite setups right here. I'm gonna explain this setup real quick. This is literally one of my favorite setups I take all the time. So price came and formed a resistance here. So right here we have a resistance. Price formed a low, came up, tried to come up, and it failed. We have our first leg down, and price failed to continue, which lets me know if price is gonna continue down to the bottom of the range, we likely need more liquidity, more orders from this area before a full drive down. So when I saw this massive candle come up with no pullback, no bottom wick, no top wick, that's the setup I wait for. When a candle closes with no top wick, the next candle has to first come up, create a top wick for it, tapping into a level of liquidity before the drive down. So this candle came up first, grabbed liquidity, and then came down. So after we closed with no top wick, the candle came up first, and then I would have a sell stop at the break of the candle opening as it comes back down. Only if it comes back down. Because if we have no top wick here and the price comes up with no bottom wick, you have no idea if it's going to come back or not. So taking a wick entry in a ranging market is not ideal. So I would wait for the sell stop because we're not breaking out of anything. So you're not taking a wick entry on the way up for the, you know what I mean? So right here we're rejecting off of something. So to confirm the rejection, I would have taken a sell stop on the break of this low here, and my stop loss would be extremely tight, because if we do break this low and then come up and re-break the high after this volume candle engulfing all of this, you're most likely going to have a continuation, because when you have a massive push like this and then price comes up, breaks the high, comes down, and then re-breaks the high, it acts kind of like a news push, and price will keep pushing. So you want to be safe and secure in your entry, so you want to take a sell stop. So the sell stop, you literally had, I don't know, 20 pips before your first pullback, 80 pips before your first pullback. So this is one of my favorite entries right here. Price closed with no top wick. The next candle opens up, creates a top wick for this candle, and then flips bearish. This indicates there's no more range for a continuation up. This lets me know that we're grabbing liquidity, breaking all the highs before pushing down. When the sell stop activates, that lets you know that price came down. That price is actually going to come down and reject this level. And now that you have a new level formed, you can take the same concept and draw it out on this level here. You can take that same exact concept. What happened here? Price came up, closed with no top wick. It looks like price might have gapped down here. It looks like we had a gap down here. But this is another example of a similar trade you could have taken. If you didn't like this entry here, you could have waited for this entry. No more liquidity or no more range to continue up. Top wick first, breaks to the downside. You could have taken an entry here as well. So this no top wick with the wick on the next candle for a reversal, bro, is one of the best trades. Like every time, like Don takes many trades like this where the candle closes with no top wick, the next candle comes up, makes a top wick for it, and we take an entry on the flip. And then I saw Lost taking a similar trade, and I'm like, wow, I've been looking at the same thing. And then you start looking at other traders, and other people start taking the same thing, and you start to realize that when you start to become in tune with the markets and understand what market structure is and what candles are and the relationships between the wicks and the bodies and how they actually move, and you understand that for a candle to be bullish, there's a 90% chance it's going to have a bottom wick. So when a candle closes with no top wick, it lets you know the range or the momentum of that candle is running out. And if the next candle finishes the momentum, taps a level of resistance, and then rejects, that tells you that the steam has ran out and you can probably take a sell rejecting off that level. So what confirmed that sell? There's no bottom wick on this 30. So no bottom wick, no top wick, and we're rejecting this level, which means that we're likely going to come down to create a bottom wick for this 30 if it were to continue bullish. So that's how I like to think. If we were to continue bullish, what would we need first? So we would need liquidity from the bottom over here before a drive up to the top. So how can I take sells in order to target that liquidity zone before we come up to the top? This whole day, and yesterday as well, Market Mechanic was saying he was looking for a retap of this level when we were in Asian and price was hovering over here before taking buys. And I agree 100%. I would like a tap of this level before driving up. And what happened? Price attempted it. We had a good 100 pip drive where it actually tried. But I was like, all right, I'm not going to miss this entire range down. I'm not going to miss all of this. You know what I mean? Just so that I can get a buy here. I'm going to wait for that buy, but I'm also going to start scalping here. I'm going to scalp here. I'm going to scalp here. And I'm going to take as many little scalps as I can. These will add up to 20, 30, 40 pips. And then once this long sets up, I'll catch that long on the way up. So I'm a scalper, so I have the opportunity to catch a few more moves before that final swing coming up. And I'm trying to transition more into holding a little bit longer, but I'm still a scalper and I'm still not going to miss out on these entries. On these 10, 20 pip entries, I think that those are very, very solid entries. I think that when you're scalping, bro, it's like you could just see it. You could see how price formed the resistance here. We have a support that formed here, and then once we break it, you can mark up this entire zone right here at the break of this. This would be a demand zone. Demand gets sold. So once price formed this no top wick, 30-minute rejection into this demand zone, into this resistance zone, whatever you want to call it, 2 confirmations, that's all you really need for selling to come down. And then you're really only targeting the bottom and the top wick of this range, because that's what I'm basing my whole analysis on. I'm basing my whole analysis on this 30 closing with no top wick and this next 30 coming up to form the top wick first into this zone right here. So my target is really only on this 30. So I'm targeting the sell stop from here to the body of this 30. You see how we formed the bottom wick for this 30 and then instantly rejected up? I would have likely probably closed my trade there, and my target would have been only here. That's one of my favorite setups. But I'm also a breakout trader. So let's go over to the Nasdaq and I'll show you this trade I took. Same concepts. Oh yeah, drop a like, everybody. I appreciate you guys. 6 viewers, bro. I appreciate you guys like a motherfucker. I took some sells earlier on the Nasdaq, so I was shorting right here. I took a sell here, and I got stopped out. Beautiful stop out. Beautiful, 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 beautiful stop out. When I get stopped out, I want to get stopped out at a point where I know price is not going to come back. So once I got stopped out here, I said, all right, how can I get buys? How can I get buys? How can I get buys? This news candle came out. We drove down. And after closing back in range here, I waited. And I took a buy. Where was it? Once this 15-minute close back in range that this candle came down and pulled up, I took a buy. And then I closed it as we started getting some sort of pullback. So when this candle actually closed with no top wick, after activating my stop loss, I closed. And I missed the entire fucking move. Or activating my buy stop. My buy stop was like somewhere like right here. And then this candle closed with no top wick, so I just closed my trade. I wasn't going to fuck around with the Nasdaq today. So I actually pussied out of this trade. So we out here in Florida watching the hurricane. I hear my neighbors yelling at each other. I also have another set of neighbors that don't have air conditioning, and they always have their windows open, and they sleep with their windows and doors open. And their roof might fucking blow down if they're not careful. You shouldn't have your doors open when you have 70-mile-an-hour winds outside. That shit will destroy your house. Look at this chop, man. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah, it depends, bro. If you're on the intercoastal where the water level rises, you're in between. My bad. You're in between land. So if you have a massive boat with multiple anchors that are anchored into the ground, yeah, your boat might be shaking around a little bit, but you're not going to sink. You're in the intercoastal. The intercoastal is not going to get massive waves. And even if the entire intercoastal flows with like 30 feet of water, you're still deep, deep, deep in the intercoastal, which is massive. So it's not, nobody's in the ocean. They're all in the intercoastal. Yeah, my girl in Port St. Lucie already lost power. Oh, then maybe if he's got a small boat, bro. Right now, the hurricane is pulling up to Sarasota Beach, about to sip some Mai Tais and lay down and get some sun. I don't know if you guys can see that, but he's about to smack the shit out of us. So I'm over here in West Palm, literally right outside of the cone. Let's get an update on this. Let's get an update. Local MILTON tracker. I'm right here. Holy crap. I'm right here. So if this hits over here, how big is that shit? Damn, that means the outer edge of the storm is gonna be like right here. The outer strong edge of the storm. And then all these little bands right here. So this part right here is gonna be right here. Damn, that's gonna be bad for my girl up there in Port St. Lucie. And then I'm gonna be catching this right down here. And then Wix 9 will be catching these little gay bands. He's so good. Sarasota Beach is nice. I mean, Florida is literally, bro, if you've ever been to a tropical island on vacation, Florida is just that. If you're on the east coast of Florida, the water is a little bit muckier. Some beaches have really nice sands. If you're on the Sarasota side, that's on the Gulf. The water there is more blue. And the sand is a little bit more white over there. So, literally, bro, anywhere you go in Florida, it feels like you're vacationing in Jamaica or some shit. I've been to Jamaica, Bahamas, Mexico, Dominican Republic. I've been to the Bimini Islands, to all these little islands. And you go to a nice Florida beach, bro, and it's exactly the same. Except you don't have Spanish people talking to you. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Well, you still have Spanish people talking to you in fucking Florida. So going to a Florida beach is the same thing as going to a Dominican Republic beach. We just don't have mountains here. Where these other smaller islands do have nice mountains. Hey, bro, I only need 20 more subs to reach 500, bro. 20 more. $480. I posted a meme and it got some decent views. 2.4K views on this meme. I just put how he crashed his car, stop loss hit, and then he crashes. That one got me 2 subs. The only thing that is not going up is the watch time. I got 43. That's wild. I'll be alright. Not in it for the views. I'm in it to scam all of you guys into buying my course. Go to eddylifts.com and buy my course for $799. So what have you guys taken today? When you trade crypto, do you trade it like you trade normal Forex with the same stop loss and everything? You don't expect like massive parabolic moves or anything like that? I just added that. Yo, type in some commands. What do you guys want me to put in for Nightbot? Nightbot Slack, and I just added both of those. I don't think you spelled bougie right, that's why. Or maybe I didn't spell it right. Alright, I double O U. We're getting the scoop here on the 5-minute on the Nasdaq. We're starting to close above. We're starting to break these little highs. We don't have a bottom wick here though. What do you guys think the market's gonna do tonight? I mean, we're starting to break these highs here on the hourly. We don't have a top wick here. I might be able to take a Nasdaq trade at 7:30. Gold is just bouncing back and forth. Done. Yeah, man, I think the market open is slow right now, so I think I'm gonna call this stream early. Usually when the market opens and we're moving a little bit more, I can anticipate some more positions. But honestly, for me, bro, if during Asian session we start to bounce and start to come up, I would take some buys. I'm very comfortable taking buys here. We literally just been bouncing off these areas. So if we start breaking this area here, we start to start getting some closures above here. I'll be very interested in taking some buys. It might be, yeah, I would like it to break out of this range and to clearly come back in range for the hourly to have some sort of scoop. I would like it to break out, retest, and then come back out of here for some buys. But if we do start trickling down here, I'm probably just gonna scalp it and take those 1-minute continuations, like right here. How you see how price started driving down, we had this slight pullback, we tapped the 10 SMA, and then we broke down. I would have had a sell stop here with a stop loss at the high right here. You could have done the same thing right here and you would have had a small little continuation trade there. But it's got to be during these big moves like this where price is moving. You see how we had the same concept right here. Price came down, tapped the 10 SMA, is continuing to ride it down. This is where I would take a sell stop here with my stop loss at the high and continue to ride this down. But it has to be on one of these moves where price is just plummeting down. You could have done something similar right here. See how it's all on the 1 minute? You wait for the breakout, you wait for the market to start trending, and then you can hop in. Like, you know, price came, created a high, rejected it, came up, tapped it one more time, and then came down. Like, you could tell, that's clear. You could have taken a sell here. And then if you're like, oh man, how can I get in this still? You have opportunity. Let's see where that entry would have been. That entry is literally right at the closure below the 5-minute candle. So that's how I would be treating gold if we don't start getting some really good movement. But some buys aren't too bad. We're literally accumulating right here, just bouncing back and forth, bouncing back and forth. We already broke the lows pretty steeply. If we start to come up, retest, and then bounce, I would take an attempt over here. I'd be okay with getting stopped out if this is where the bottom is before we drive up. Bro, Nightbot is fucking slow. How do I... Oh well. But all right, everybody, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go eat some food, and then I'll be back later. I'm gonna let the stream run. Hey Drizza, I see you, bro. I see your comment, and I agree with you. I like that sentiment. I do. See you later, brother.